realities and social issues affecting Africans abroad. We also have Shat Gidaiga, aka Shiru Mapesa, a credit manager with more than 20 years experience in both Kenya and the United States, as she offers financial coaching for individuals and SMEs. We also have Tekla Welch with a story of resilience and triumph from a D+ in high school to now a director of health and services in the United States of America. And in studio, our able UK co-host Lydia Tet landing back to the motherland for some warm weather and cool Kenyan vibes. And on the decks, the mix empress herself, DJ Selena, with the smooth tunes to groove through the night. Yes, sir. Unaona, maneno mazuri just for you, the most important person of the show. So keep on getting interactive with us. As I said earlier, at Citizen TV Kenya, hashtag the Diaspora Connect. Na umesikia Lydia Tet pale connect na ye. And we keep it moving nice and simple. Haya, watu wetu wa Instagram at Diaspora Connect KE. That's how we move. Alafu pia on your screens right now is our WhatsApp number. Your number irembeshi to screen. It's for you to get interactive with us, talk to us, let us know where you're tuned in from. Kama pia uko London, uko Majuu, unaweza tutumia salams, interact with us. Niko sure mafans wako wengi. Niko sure watu wako wa mtaani wanakuacha wanasema haki. Lydia, man, nipige shout out. So please also come through with all that goodness courtesy of Lydia, na pia usiogope, man. And talking about kutoogopa, Lydia, I know you're well traveled. I know you have lots of places on your bucket list. I want to show you a clip of somewhere. We call it Sights and Sounds. Okay. And I want to give you one guess. You tell me where you think this is. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so take a look at this place right here. Ebu angalia your place. See that place right there? Ebu angalia your mandhari, angalia railway line. Unajua concrete jungle hapa na pale. It's looking like a bit of housing. You can see cars passing on a bridge pale yonda. You know, it's looking like urbanization kind of area. Where do you think this is in the world?
Why nakaka London?
You know?
No,
so
honestly, that train, your train, inaka ile DLR. So it looks like DLR.
Kidogo ina first guess yako unaputin ni London.
Yeah, maybe because naishi huko na.
Ndo nimeona umedraw lots of similarities.
Yeah.
If you're at home, come through. Make sure you slide through our DMs at Diaspora Connect KE. Let us know. Ka unajua hapa ni wapi? Yes, tuambie, and we'll be reading all your answers later on as the show goes on. Na pia usiogope. I'll be letting you know about some facts about this place so that you can narrow down your answer. So
okay,
I'll be giving you another try after I give you a bit of facts and figures and interesting thing about them. And of course, you know, it's not only me and Lydia in studio. We have our amazing DJ Selena. Niaje.
Niko fiti sana.
Glad to have you on the show. What have you prepared for us on the decks?
Kenyan music, Nigerian music, kila kitu.
Kila kitu
iko ready.
Hey, all right. Sawa, mchanganyiko mchanganyiko kidogo, and I love that flavor right there. And we have our able guest on the hangout today. And guest wetu banze ni mtu ikikuja mambo ya pesa, ikija mambo ya advice pale. She can sort you out in the right kind of way. And Anita, before we chat about a lot of things that are happening around the world and about money, can you let me know where this place is? Ebu show them one more time our sights and sounds. Nataka Anita nipatie guess moja, aniambie London ishatolewa kwa list. Alafu pia Selena utaniambia unadhani hapa ni wapi. Anita, where do you think this is?
Okay, because me ni number 1 class, I think uko ni Brazil.
Uko ni Brazil. Aya, answer ya London iko pale. Brazil pia iko pale. Aya, Selena, ukiangalia hiyo mandhari especially hapo usiku ni nini, kuna kaa wapi?
Hapo ni Kenya tu mama.
Hapo ni mtaani tu. Hapo ni Westini ni nini?
Singapore, tuko Singapore, Kenya.
Kenya si hami.
I love it. Aya, umesikia kila mtu kwa studio amepatiana answer yake. So you let us know, of course, about what you think where this is. Na nataka by the tuende tuongeleshe Anita pale kidogo, si ndio? Tuende pale kwa hangout kidogo. Remember, you can continue getting interactive with us. Use that hashtag Diaspora Connect because connection time imefika. Right here on Citizen TV. Tuko kipao mbele. Tuko number 1. Anita, hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You're good, eh?
Very
Hiyo guess yako imesound ni kama umeenda hiyo place.
I'm a guy of the world.
It sounds
so
like an
I know those
educated
places.
guess kabisa.
When we pay to present, I go home.
You
I am
go.
ready. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. We are delighted to have you, Anita, on the show. In case, for those who are watching you for the first time right now, can you explain to them briefly who you are, what you do? Yes.
Okay, my name is Adita. I live in London. I've been there for 8 years. I like to say 5 years so it doesn't seem like Dimekasana, because when I moved there, when I moved there 8 years ago, I said I'm coming back after 2 years. Every year I'm coming back next year. I'm coming back next year. So tumefika year 8. I'm a director at the London Stock Exchange Group. I've been with the company for about 2-3 years now, but I've always been in like Big Four, KPMG, Deloitte. So background yangu ni tech, projects, transformation. It sounds like it's a cool stuff, but it's not.
No, it sounds it's cool. It's like, I'm sure it's like every other job. Kama yangu iko na ups, downs, iko na its best moments, na pia iko na one of those moments where you're like,
Yako inaka very fun.
Oh man, I love it. Thank you very much for coming through. And also, before we get into everything serious, tell us what you do for fun. As you've said, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years. I'm sure now there's a routine of things that you love to do for fun, especially when you're in London.
Yeah, for fun. Yes. I love money, so I love making money. I love spending money.
Love it.
I travel quite a lot. That's like my mental health break from London, because as you know, first world gets very, very chaotic. What else do? I love perfumes. Yeah, and I'm a sommelier, a part-time sommelier, so I drink a lot of wine as well.
You see, we knew you were
We hope so.
So umetuletea wine ama?
Nimewaletea ndawatumanisha wine. I wanted to lie, but not today.
I love it. Anita is here with us. Make sure you have all your questions, especially when it comes to everything stock exchange, kutengeneza ganji, mambo ya IT. But we'll be coming back to Anita in a while. Right here on Diaspora Connect, would love to hear from you, all your feedback, all your suggestions. Huwa zinabamba mbaya sana. So keep on getting interactive with us. Use our hashtag, continue talking to us. Kwa sababu our next guest, manze, unajua historia ya kuenda majuu saa zingine ikuagi the rosiest of things to do. You know, sometimes familia wanaangalia education, wanaangalia finances, has it make sense? But that's why this show was made here, because we know all these real circumstances happen, but kuna sisi watu wanaitwa wa Kenya. Tuna thrive and we go above and beyond. But before I introduce our next guest, let me introduce her with this clip. Take a look.
Hello, friends.
Please watch our mom on Citizen TV this Saturday at 10 p.m. Kenya time. Tina Wapanda sent me.
Bye, guys. We love you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Jumbo, I'm Tony, and I'm inviting you to watch my wife Tekla Welch's interview tonight at 10 p.m. on Citizen TV. This interview focuses on Tekla's journey coming to America from Kenya and how she's persevered and went through so much stuff to accomplish her career.
And I'm delighted to welcome for the first time ever on Diaspora Connect, Tekla. You see, all your people are ready and raring to go. I love to see it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How do you feel about that video right there?
Those are my people. Those are my rock star. My husband, he's my strongest support. My boys, they are so excited to be on TV and to support me on this journey. I'm down in the basement doing the interview, and they're up in the family room watching. I can hear them screaming, so they are very, very excited.
I love it, Superstar Mom on TV, so we definitely are representing it the right way. For us who don't know where you are right now, tell me which area you are, your neighborhood, and tell me something interesting that has happened during the day or during your week.
Sure. Yeah. So we live in Rogers, Minnesota. It's very cold right now. It's 10 degrees, so really, really cold. It snowed yesterday, and I think we're supposed to get more snow today. Yeah, but it's very cold. It's different from what I was used to when I used to live in Kenya.
I can imagine that, because as you've seen, our amazing co-host Lydia has also escaped that cold in London and come all the way to Kenya to experience that. So hopefully we can bring some sunshine and some warmth into your life right now. And for those people who are watching you right now, Tekla, maybe you could explain to them what you do in the United States and about your journey leaving Kenya and going all the way to Minnesota.
Sure. I think I should start by introducing myself. So my name is Tekla Welch, and I'm sure people are wondering, Welch, that is not a Kenyan name. So that is my marriage name. My Kenyan name is Tekla Ondieki. So I was born and raised in a small village in Kisii called Viakworo. So that's where I'm from. And I moved here in 2010. March of 2010, that's when I moved to the United States. So I've been here about 16 years. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, Tekla. We love to hear 16 years. That's a long time. I'm sure there's a lot that you've learned. And I always hear this from my guys who are in Maju. You never really get used to the weather still. So is that also a thing? Yeah, the jackets and the weather is still a bit of a culture shock still?
The weather is a big culture shock. That was the first thing that I experienced. Tumezoea weather ya Kenya, like it's all nice and warm. I'd never seen snow in my life. So the first year that I moved here and it snowed, and I was like, wow. So outside, everything is white. It looks so pretty until you step outside and the cold hits your face. And it's a cold that you've never ever experienced in your life. And you're like, oh my God, what is this? So yeah, so we bundle up, jackets and mittens and hats, like we're all covered up. The houses are heated, so there's heat. Ukiingia kwa gari, there's heat kwa gari, and that is how we survive this cold weather in Minnesota.
Oh, okay. And moving there, apart from only the weather, do you remember the first time getting to the airport? Do you remember that feeling? Was it a wusa kind of moment, or were you just like, how will I find my way? How will I get to the grind? Can you recap just a bit about those first moments, especially in a different kind of environment?
Yeah. So it was easier for me because I traveled with my brother Duncan. We moved here at the same time, and my other brother and sister, my brother Cyprian and my sister Cyprus were here, so they picked us from the airport, and so yeah, it was a shock because we came in Minnesota and we came around winter time. Everything is the cold, and I couldn't see anything green. Like it's all dried up. So the trees, they dry up in the winter, and then in the spring, everything comes back to life. So I was expecting the things that we see on TV, like Hollywood, and then I come here to Minnesota and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? So it got a little bit of getting used to. The roads were crazy, like kila mahali ni highway, kila mahali ni highway. I'm like, I'm used to like one highway from Nakuru to Nairobi, one highway. But here it's so many highways, so many roads. I'm like, how do you know your way around? And then now starting to learn how to drive. Hakuna driving school. My sister and my brother were like teaching me how to drive, and it was very interesting. And even watching, like seeing my sister, she was like 17 at the time, and she was driving, and she's going to work, and she's going to school, and I'm like, wow. So that was that first culture shock. And the people are really nice here. Like unatembea kwa barabara, like mtu anakusalimia na kusmailia, like we're not used to that. So it took a little time to get used to that culture. And then the food, oh my gosh. Today kula hamburger my whole life, and that is what nimewekewa kwa meza. Like, what is this? Wapi ugali? Wapi mboga? But I got used to that, and thank God we do have ugali and mboga and everything that you guys have Kenya, we have it here. So that helped to assimilate to this culture here.
Wow. Okay, I just want to ask you, what inspired you to go to the US? Because there's so many other different countries. Like I was just asking Anita, what inspired you to go to London, or what inspired me to go to London? So why US? Why not? And then why Minnesota as well? Because I know there's so many different states in the US. So why did you pick that particular state? And what actually inspired you that I just want to leave this country, Kenya, and go to the US? What was it? What was behind that?
Yeah, so I was lucky. My family is lucky because my dad came to the United States back in the day, and once my dad got here, he got his citizenship, and then he applied for the four of us. So there's me, there's my sister Cyprus, my brother Cyprian, and my brother Duncan. So that's how we ended up here in Minnesota. A lot of people here actually wazungu pia uniuliza like, why choose Minnesota na hii baridi yote? And I'm like, well, I didn't choose Minnesota, it chose me. Because my family is here, that is how I ended up here. So I have a lot of family here. I have a lot of cousins. I have a lot of aunts. So I have a lot of family that live here in this state and then other states as well.
Okay, so it's like your whole family is there right now.
Pretty much I only have two brothers in Kenya. I have my brother Seth that lives in Nakuru, and my brother Jared that lives in Mombasa, but the rest of us are here.
Okay, that's quite interesting, because having also your support system there makes this diaspora kind of experience a bit different, you know. And also I want us to now go into your story, because you have such an amazing story, because we know that the Kenyan education system, especially being ranked top there, especially when it comes to 844 and producing good students and workers, etc, blah blah blah. And when you went to the US, you know, with your results from Kenya, I don't want to be the one to spoil it, but share with us, going with your own education results that in Kenya might not be the best, but relocating with that same education and taking it somewhere else and flourishing. Talk to me about that.
Of course, yes. So, and I know I was just telling my friends on Facebook about this because of the KCSE and yalitokea juzi, and people passed and people were excited, and and I know not everyone got an A or a B or a C, and I'm proud of my humble beginnings. I had a D plus in when I did my KCSE, and I had a dream of becoming a nurse, but I couldn't go to KMTC. I couldn't get in because of my grade. So that had been my dream my whole life. I did end up going to college in Nakuru to study pharmacy technician. And in that process, when I was studying that, that was the time my dad was processing for us to come here. So when I came here with my D+, the good thing about the education system here in the United States, they don't go by the grade. So they give you like a college entrance exam where they grade, they look at your English, like your speaking skills, your writing skills, your comprehension skills, and then math and things like that. So depending on that test, how you score, then they put you at a level where you start like college classes. So then I went to a community college, and I started taking courses there. And my goal was to get into nursing school. So then after I was done with those generals, we call them generals, like prerequisites to go to the nursing program. So I did really, really well. Like I was so surprised. And my dad always says this joke all the time, because I came home one day and I'm like, Dad, hata wazungu wote wenye tunasoma na wao, mimi ndo niko top of the class. Kizungu hawaelewi, wanaongea but hawawezi andika. Like comprehension here, it's a little different. So, and that gave me motivation, and that really motivated me to work really hard to get to where I was. So I got in the nursing program. There was some little setbacks that I got along the way that I can talk about a little bit later. And then I graduated with my nursing degree. I did my test to get my board to be licensed as a registered nurse. And today I am a director of nursing at the facility that I work at. I oversee the clinical department. I'm responsible for hiring, nursing, training them, hiring CNAs and training them, hiring and firing. So, NATO boss for somebody at where I am. From a D,
I like the hiring.
from a D to a boss.
Hey, hapo sawa manze. I love it, and that's why that story, we had to hear it just from you, Tekla, and I love it. And please, before we go on further, as you've said, national exams imeisha, kuna hiyo bado up and down. Talk to especially those students ambao hawajapata ile A ama ile B ambao walikuwa wanataka, but talk to them, especially the fact that you already a testament of that hard work from D till kuitwa bosi.
Yes. So yeah, I'm talking directly to you guys when you memaliza secondary school right now. Don't let that grade define who you are. You are more than your grade. Sometimes ukipata your grade, like for me, for sure, I know that I wasn't stupid. Si ati nilikuwa mjinga ndio maana nilipata D. So I didn't let the D determine what my future will be. So don't let that, deter you from what you want to focus on. It's just a letter. It's not who you are. It's not your life. So there's other things that you can pursue. There's other things that you can be better at. So pursue those dreams. Don't let this stop you from becoming what you are capable of becoming.
Thank you so much. I just want to ask as well with the working system, because I know in diaspora, the working system is crazy. You work in the morning, some people work at night. So you and your family, is so hard to be together with your family. So tell us about that, your working system. Does it work for you? Somebody works at night, during the day? Or do you just have working time together and then you have family time? Because I know a lot of people are struggling in diaspora with that. And that's why a lot of families are breaking down anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, my work-life balance is amazing. So I go to work 8:30 to 5. And then I'm home, have dinner with my family, have some family time, maybe watch a movie, maybe help the kids with homework, or have some family night games. And then, the kids get them ready for bed, put them to bed. But this is only possible because of my education. I set my hours, I control my hours. I don't have to go in at a particular time. I don't have to work doubles because now with my education, I make enough money to help me with my family. I don't have to constantly go to 16 hours or 12 hours. I only work 8 hours, But when I got my first job, I was working in a group home and making the bare minimum, making the minimum wage. And then I had to work extra, like I was working all day, 12-hour shift, 16-hour shift, like double after double to be able to have enough money to pay my bills. But the education really helped. So the people that struggle like that, my advice to them is go to school, get an education. The education that you have will help your life become so much better. You have more control, you have more opportunities. So easy with my education, with my paper, I can leave my work and I can go somewhere else and get a better job or get the same job. But when you don't have that education, you are stuck. Maybe you're stuck working as a CNA, like an aide, and you're working longer hours. So theory, ni kusoma, the more umesoma, the less hours that you work and the more time you have with your family.
The more control you have of yourself, of your life.
Yeah. I like that. That sounds like sound advice for those, especially who are coming there and they want to get that work balance, you know, making sure they're in a comfortable place. Also, you've talked a lot about your kids. We've seen your family. Are you telling them about Kenya? Are you continuing cultures of Kenya? Spoil the road, spare the child? You know, are there some traditions from Kenya that you're practicing, especially when you're bringing up your amazing children, and things that you're teaching your family about Kenya? And if there are, maybe you could share with us some of those things.
Yes. Yes. So my kids, they know that they are Kenyan American. So they know their mom is from Kenya, so they have that side of their family, and then their dad is American, so they have that side of the family. They understand our culture and our cultural food. Like Levi likes to eat cultural food, but Alan, he's a little picky. So sometimes kukula ugali, it's hard for him. So we make him like eat ugali na skuma ama mayai or something, but it's a little difficult for him. So you guys know, like hapa America kunanga kuchapa watoto. You know, like hiyo huwezi fanya.
Yeah.
But wangu wanaelewa kwamba mimi ni Mkenya. So the code name ya kuchapa wanajua, so nikiwaambia mkae chini ama mlete chapa stick. So wakisikia chapa stick wanaelewa ni nini. So hata tukienda mahali kwenye kuna wazungu ama like my grandparents zao na makazini zao wazungu wa hapa, ninaangalia tu mtu hivi akimisbehave, unajua ile macho ya wazazi na kuangalia tu, namwangalia hivi tunamacha anaacha. Anaelewa unamaanisha nini. Ama unamwangalia hivi namwambia oh chapa. Akisikia chapa basi anaelewa ni nini.
Kabisa man.
I do chapa them. Sio sijawacha hivyo, so they do get a chapa.
Hapo sawa banze. Tunaona hawa watakuwa Wakenya watimam sana. Thank you very much Tekla for sharing your story, and before we get to salams, nataka uongeleshe wale wase ambao saa hii unajua mwaka mpya mtu amepata hiyo ticket yake ama mtu amepata opportunity yake ya kukuja US kwenda majuu. Talk to them about what they should expect, how they should get ready for this opportunity, so that when they get to Diaspora wakuwe at least with an easier time.
Yeah, so whoever mwenye anataka kurelocate kuja hapa, you know, my advice to you, ukifika hapa, this is a land of opportunities. Take advantage of that, you know. Watu wengi sometimes wakifika hapa, they think about kuanza kazi right away, kufanya madoubles, na, you know, kuanza kudevelop back home, which is fine. But education is really, really important. In this country, you can become anything and anyone you want to be. So take advantage of that. There's a lot of grants, like na pesa ya kwenda shule. Take advantage of that. Go to school, get an education, go out there, and chase your dream. Don't just settle, you know. Just go out there and dream big and dream outside of the box, because you have the opportunity to do that here in this country. You know, like even watu wenye wako hapa, I really urge even Kenyans wenye wako hapa to go out there and explore like management roles, like the leadership roles. Like don't be so content with where you are. You know, strive for more, strive above, like things that you can do that you never thought you could do. Because here you have the opportunity to do that. You know, sometimes nikienda kwa meetings, like I look in the room, like hakuna mtu mwenye ananifanana, and I'm like, our people, why are we not taking this and taking this leadership and management roles when it betters you, you get better pay, and you work less hours.
Okay.
You know, I like what she said, don't settle. Because normally people just say don't settle in marriages. But what she's trying to say is don't settle in your work as well.
In your workplace.
So don't settle for less.
For less.
Strive for more.
Yes, strive yourself, put yourself. And thank you very much. Before we get to salams, I know there's something amazing that you always do, especially for your people, your community, people who are back home here. I'm being told that when it comes to guys not having rent, watu wanakosa school fees, bus fare, you're at Tekla, you're always there for them, helping them. And even today, there are a few people who wanted to watch this show and see you live. You even bought them data so that they could watch us live, stream us on our YouTube page. So thank you very much. But what inspires you to give back, especially to guys who are back home?
You know, I came from a very humble background. You know, my mom, may she rest in peace. She raised us to help people. Anybody that was in need, my mom gave a hand. It didn't matter, ametoka kabila gani, yeye ni nani, anything like that. It did not matter. So that is where that comes from. It was instilled in me by my mom. And also, I just think that, you know, if you have something little and if you can help somebody, why not do it? You know, because if I was in that same place, you know, I would really appreciate if somebody else could step in and help me. So the much that I can do, the little that I can do to inspire somebody, to help somebody a little bit, I'm happy to do that, because, you know, we're all in it together. Nobody has, hakuna mwenye amemake it. We are all trying the best that we can with the little that we have. So anything that I can do to help, I'm willing to do that.
Thank you very much. Also, big up yourself, and thank you very much for giving Kenyans an opportunity, employing Kenyans, you know, giving back in many different ways. So we also do salute you, Tekla, in everything that you're doing, especially when you're out there in the diaspora. So before we love and leave you, tafadhali, tuma salams. Umesema umeacha mabro huku nyumbani. I'm sure you've left other family, friends who are watching right now. So I want you to send out your salams. And please, usisahau wale wase wako upstairs. Hawa watu wanapiga nduru upstairs, usiwasahau. Wapige pia salams.
And your great support.
Bana, support system.
So the first shout goes to my husband. Honey, you are my world. You are the pillar of this house. You're the pillar of this home. You have what you've done for this family. I thank God for you. I thank God for your life. You know, so I am so thankful that for everything that you do for us. I love you. Next is my little boys, Levi and Alan. I love you boys. Thank you so much for supporting me. Helena, Mama, I love you, baby girl. You are the best princess. And Baba Salome, thank you so much for what you do, for helping me raise the kids. When I have to go to work, you are there and helping me with the kids. The next shout out goes to my dad, Jeremiah Onsongo. Dad, thank you so much for everything that you do for us. We are so blessed to have you in our lives. My brothers and my sister, my brothers and my sister here, my sister Cyprus and her family, my brother Cyprian, my brother Duncan, my brother Seth, my brother Jared with their family, all my cousins here, my cousins in Canada, my two nephews, my nephew Collins, who goes to Chuka University. He's watching with his comrades. Hi, guys. My other nephew, Rogers, who goes to MKU, is also watching with his friends. I want a big shout out to them. My aunt Jane, who is watching from Kenya right now. She lives here in Minnesota, but she is back home. She had to go to a funeral. Her sister died. So Paule, to my cousins for the loss of your mom. My Aunt Jane is watching with my Aunt Maricera and my cousin Stepka and her husband and other people that I watch. They have a watch party going on right now. So hi, guys. My best friend here, Damien. Girl, I love you. Thank you for everything that you do for me. My friend, Kerubo Makambi, she's the one actually who introduced me to Facebook. That's how you guys found me and found my story. So thank you, my friend. And then the matriarch of our family, Baba Agnesi Kemundo Matayo. Baba Gaki Toguanjite, Togo Sabira Nyasai, Akomenda Matuka Mange, Tunyago Korora. We love you. And then you guys, you have to really let me say hi to my Facebook friends. They will kill me if I don't say that. So I'm just going to mention their names. So Dama Aching, Mitch Prolens, Gladys Omondi, Pretty JB, Mo Amo, Sophia Giama, Judy Kemuma, Bessie Kinya, Mary Njuguna, Beatrice Mamake, Lydia Mkenya ni Muluya. Alisema nisipotuma salamu, she would never talk to me. So alisema Waluya ni kama salamu ni kama pesa kwa Wakikuyu. I don't know what that means. Liva Ipatata, last one wa Mama Tabita, Pauline Ombori, Dolphin Houston, Kijana ya Bugetutu, Bosi Borianyega, Tekla Luvuno, that is my name, C, Ruth Kwamboka, Robert K, Aaron Kiprotich, Samson Talai, my niece, Bosibori, my friend who's watching from Nigeria, Chioma. Girl, thank you so much for your support. And then my other friend, Joy, who is watching from Turkey as well. And all my friends and all my families that I could not mention by name, I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Keep following my story on Facebook. Then you'll get to learn more about me and my family. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Tekla. We appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your story. You are, of course, a beacon of hope. You're a light, especially as you're out there, you know, creating opportunities for Kenyans. Na ile siku utajaribu kukuja nyumbani, ukubali tukupatie Heroes Welcome, especially when you come back here. We have spaces here for you to sit and for us to have such a good time. But before we go, I've seen you reading a list. Your list, iko na watu 100 and... Show me the list. Ebu show me the list. Ebu pick up the list and just show me. Yes, a new record. Thank you very much, Tekla. We appreciate you.
Aki, please. What's an insema shout out for one guy?
Okay, ongeza nyingine kwa hiyo list.
Anaitwa George Wajuje. He was our tour guide. Wakati tulikuja Masai Mara, I had to nearly bring my husband to Kenya to come visit, and we got engaged on a safari.
Wow.
And George Wachuse took the engagement pictures for us. So he's very special to us, and you guys check him out. Anafanya Janja Adventures.
Okay.
That's what he does. So thank you, George, and very soon we'll be seeing you.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. And just like that, Diaspora Connections, all about connecting us with all our loved ones and with those impactful stories. Umesikia, yali pata D yake safi, or D plus yake safi, akaingia maju, and asaye bado ni bosi. You know, so you don't let some circumstances could define. Director mwenyewe, bosi, top of the top. We love to hear it. And right here, of course, also, bosi mwingine ako hapa kwenye couch, kwenye hangout. Hey, anaitwa Anita umekuwa hapa na sisi. Before tuingie mambo ya pesa na hapa na pale and finances, talk to us about your story of leaving Kenya, kuingia London. Nimependa hiyo swali Lydia ameuliza hapa, inspiration ya kutoka Kenya kuenda majuu ilikuwa nini? Alafu pia utupatie hiyo story ya kuingia London mara ya kwanza.
Okay. Yangu ni tofauti because I didn't have an inspiration per se.
Okay.
So me, I was just drinking water, minding my own business, and then someone came into my LinkedIn profile and asked me whether I wanted a job. And that was in 2016. So then I really don't want to move abroad. I've never wanted to live abroad. So I said no. And then they came back again 1 year later in 2017. So what happens is when you're approached when you're in Kenya, sometimes the offer is usually less because you don't know what to expect out there. So I did my research and I realized, hey, these guys are playing me. So I said no again.
Okay.
And then she came back, I think that was in January, so she came back in October. He said, okay, come to the UK. I have a better job for you and a better position. But at that point, I was ready to do my master's. So I said, let me go, and then I do my master's as I work so that I don't have to transfer Kenya shillings. And then, because where this economy, where? Anyway, so we went. So I went. I was supposed to be there for 2 years. I do my master's, and then I come back. And then what happened? COVID.
Oh.
So COVID happened. So by the time COVID was happening, I was 3 years in the UK. So your time, nikimaliza COVID, it was 4 years. Sasa nikajiuliza, I come back ama I just stay kidogo, I get the residency. So I stayed for 1 more year, I got the residency, and then ukifika residency unajiuliza tena, do I come back ama nikae kidogo? Nipush kidogo, nipate citizenship. So and then I got my citizenship after year 6. So that was done. And then the economy in Kenya, I want to be politically correct. The economy in Kenya started struggling. So now that's why I've been there for now the 8 years that I have been there.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But the plan was 2 years. Always been 2 years.
So you work in the stock exchange in London?
So I work at the London Stock Exchange, yes.
How has that been like? Because I'm sure it's as you said, ulikuwa unaangalia vitu hapa nyumbani, unafanya research yako. So I'm sure you had already also done your research. How was that like? Because it's a different scale, it's a different opportunity. Talk to us about that.
Oh, that's a very good question. Because so when I moved, I used to work for Deloitte in Kenya. Then I moved with KPMG. And then I stayed there for a bit, and then I moved around. I am very eager. they call them itchy feet. Yeah, I'm that person. So when it's not working for me, like she said previously, I know it's time to move. Because when I'm not growing, it's just not working. Ceiling in my heat. So that's how I moved to KPMG. And then I think I applied for a job at the London Stock Exchange. And then I think I got a regret, or they didn't call me. I can't remember. And then the following year, they then called me. I didn't apply for the job. They went to LinkedIn, and then they called me, and that's how I ended up there. Yes, it's very different because it's a group, and then under it there are like 4 or 5 companies. And my team, what I do is change and transformation. So anything that the organization needs to change, that could be a new system, that could be, I do a lot of ESG work as well. I have a consulting firm that does ESGs, environmental, social, and governance. So what other things are the organizations doing other than just making money? So how are you being positive to the environment? How are you being positive from a governance perspective? Yeah, to your community. So that's what I do as well. So again, so because I do projects, it can be a project in any organization and in any team. So that made it a bit complex. So you need to learn the organization, you need to learn about like the stocks, you need to learn how different businesses work, you need to learn culture, people. So it was a lot of learning.
The whole thing.
Yeah, but I've loved it. I've loved it because I have grown.
Yeah.
I have really grown in these years.
I know you're just based in London, but do you move around? Because I know, do you go to different places?
Yeah.
Or you just stay in London?
So my team sits in London and in India, Bangalore. So I was actually in Bangalore, I think in November the last time. But other than that, we audit different offices depending on what area you're looking at. For example, our operations sit in India. And then the US, we have some of the FTSE Russell markets sit out there. And then we have some offices in Africa. So we do move around depending on what area you're reviewing or you're looking at.
So what was the most culture shock when you go to London? Ile ilikushtua ukasema narudi JKA.
Hey, me, I struggled. So when I moved there, I used to call home every day and cry for 6 months until my mom who seated there was so tired. Mpaka kaniambia rudi tu sasa wewe. I think London imekushinda.
Imekukataa.
The weather, I really struggled with the weather. And then I'm very, I think, social. That's when I learned I'm actually very social. That place is cold, like cold in every sense of it. The people are cold, the food is cold.
And the weather.
And the weather is cold. So that was very, very hard for me. And then the food, I think, and the weather, and how much English you have to talk. You know,
you
guys, there's no English. You know, by the time I'm going home, I don't want to speak English anymore. Like, I'm done. I am done. My English is over. So no. Yeah, I think those ones.
What about the accent? Did you struggle with that?
In Glasgow, yes. Because the first time I went there, my first client was in Glasgow. So I went for this meeting. I could not understand anything they were discussing. So I had a junior in the team. I told her, can you take notes so that when we go back, we put it in the file? But the notes were actually for me to go and read and understand what happened in that meeting.
You have to be smart.
Akili mse. You know? Akili mtu wangu. So that's how I really... Glasgow, like Scottish, I struggle. I still struggle to date because I have a few people in Scotland. So when I'm in a meeting, I have to intentionally put my head and listen and remove any distractions for me to understand what they're saying. But the British English one is not bad. That one is easy to understand. Yeah.
And when it comes to also different kinds of work environment, kwa sababu niko sure the way things were being done here, as you've mentioned to us that you are part of many companies here in Kenya, and then you go to the other side of the world and you experience something else. What are some of those things you would say personally that you would love to see a bit changing? Because ningasema benchmarking, because I'm sure you've had both sides of it. Is there some things that you've learned and experienced in London and be like, oh, ningependa hii mtaani wafanye hivi. Kenya, you could adopt this, or we should do things in this way to make things a bit easier?
Yeah. So the first one, my biggest one, is communication and packaging yourself.
Okay.
So you don't realize how you don't know how to speak English properly and arrange your words until you learn in London. Because you'll go for a meeting, you'll say, I went to school. A British person will pick your I went to school sentence and make it sound like, oh my God, they traveled, they took a plane, they landed, they came back. If you ask them how their weekend was, they will tell you a weekend. But in short, they just went to the supermarket. So I guess for me, my biggest one, that if I take a step back, I would also change in the education system, is communication and how you package yourselves. Because I think as we are taught to work hard, it's a good thing. My team, I love people who work hard, but you also need to be able to package that and make other people know what you're doing. Because even me, naturally, I'm very hard worker. I'm a hard worker more than I am a political person. But of course, as you go up the rank, you need to be more political than you need to. You can work, but there's a lot of politics involved. So I think it's how you package yourself, but also how we communicate. Yeah. I think that's my biggest one. And then any other thing that I would change, I guess the others are just culture. Okay, me I like Kenyan, so I will say it's about Kenya.
Time.
Oh, and time.
time.
Oh my God, yes. That's one that I have to reset every time I come home, and I really struggle with it. Time and things working.
Yeah, because unajua hapa Africa na Kenya tuko na our own time. African timing.
Guys,
laid back.
Guys,
laid back. Laid back.
To come a London time. Guys, if you're supposed to meet at 8, Aki, the meeting starts 7:59, someone has logged in.
Yeah.
So kama uja log in, wanakuangalia zile, hey, you are saying, sorry, I'm late. But you can't always be late as well. Those guys, they really take care of their time. And then also, I think because of how things work there, for example, the transport system, if I miss this train by 1 minute, it means I've missed my next train as well. So I think, time is a very big one I would change. Okay. And then what else?
And it's not just about the time. Also, if you clock in 1 minute late, they cut you 15 minutes out of your salary.
Oh!
15 minutes for one.
Huku amkatwi though.
Huku kuna companies zingine wanafanya ile kitu, but it's intriguing to hear that, and I'd love to hear more, especially about some of the qualifications that put you in the position that you're in, and also a few more details about the fun side of you, Anita. Pia. We know you like to make the money, but we'll get to the fun side
and
too.
to use it and the money.
Make sure you use that hashtag Diaspora Connect at Citizen TV Kenya when you come through on the X app. Now, usiogope pia. In case you've missed any episode of Diaspora Connect, not only are they all on YouTube, but you can also view them all on View Sasa. Hata hii hapa ikiisha tu hivi tu, iko pale kwenye View Sasa. You can recap all these episodes, get inspired again and again and again, and also get interactive with all our guests, connect with them in many different ways. So make sure you are all about View Sasa, because that's the only way to go, especially right now. And talking about right now, before we continue with Anita and all the amazing stories, nataka tuende our other guest ambayo ako majuu. Unajua kikija hapa Diaspora Connect kutravel hiyo ni lazima. Hiyo iko tayari. And right now, I want us to go somewhere special so that we can meet an amazing Kenyan doing amazingly well once again. And welcoming for the first time ever on Diaspora Connect, Mambo vipi Shiro? Ni aje? Sijika unanisikia?
Niti kabisa.
Uko best, lakini mimi niko poa manzi. I've had such a good day, but it's getting even better the fact that now I get to hear your story and interact with you. Shiro, unanisikia ama najiongelesha?
Nakusikia. Sema.
Yes. Siku yangu imekuwa poa, but it's even better now that I'm with you. How has your day been? Mwaka imeanza aje? Especially the fact that unajua uko majuu, si tuko mtaani.
My year has started well. I've actually just come back from Kenya. I'm only a day old now. Nilikuwa Nairobi from the beginning of December to mid-January.
That's
so
nice.
I got to enjoy Yeah, I got to enjoy Jamhuri a lot during the Christmas
Hawa naitwanga
holiday.
summer bunny.
Summer bunny.
Summer bunny.
What is there something new that you experienced during this past visit that during all those other visits were not really there? Kuna kitu mpya ume-experience, kuna sheng mpya umelan, kuna kitu yote ambayo umerudi mtaani ukasema enyewe Kenya wamepanda bei?
Oh, I can say there's a lot of infrastructure, like the roads, you know. Now you have to use GPS when you're driving in Nairobi because there seems to be a lot of flyovers that have been built. But also sherehe. I have never done a luta before. I think there's somewhere I went and I got home at 10 a.m. and I was like, oh my God, I'm too old for this.
Utazoea mazuri ya Nairobi hayo manze, till the morning light. But that's amazing. Where are you right now in America, and what have you been up to on during this Saturday?
So I live in Tacoma, Washington. People say it's like Moranga County. Because there are a lot of Kenyans and there's a lot of diaspora community, people of color, who are working and living that American dream.
I love it. And for those who are watching you right now for the first time, Juni Koshua, kuna wale wanakujua na majina zako za mapesa, kuna wale wanakutambua kile wewe unadu. For those who don't know about your story, just in a nutshell, please do share that with us.
So my name is Shiro Gidaiga. I've been a financial literacy coach for the last couple of years. I'm very passionate about empowering the community that is underserved within Washington State. And as you go, you evolve. So for me right now, my passion is just about teaching people about life insurance and educating them about retirement planning. I've been home this past holiday and realizing my parents are getting older. As they're getting older, they have a lot of ailments that are coming up. Now, they maybe had bought a few assets here and there, have land, have property, have some rental income, but they're not liquid in retirement. So teaching people who are especially around my age, I'm in my mid-40s, umejipanga. Have you planned for your retirement? How are you protecting yourself? How are you planning financially that your family doesn't fall in the case of something happens to you?
Wow, you know what? I'm so intrigued because we are actually in the same field with you because I'm also a financial advisor. But how easy is it to talk to Black people, not just Africans, Black people when it comes to especially insurance? Because I know in the UK, it's actually a hard thing to break through Black people because that's not part of our culture. And it's just now that we're learning that, oh, you know what? We talk about a lot of generational curses as a Black community rather than generational wealth. So how easy is it for you to break through that?
I think for me, the place I would say is starting from trust. So like in our community, I've been in the economic empowerment space. I've worked for the nonprofit space where we were teaching women about, okay, like for me, my personal story when I came to the US, nilikuja kwa sababu ya mapenzi. So I've come, now lost my identity as a bank manager. I'm now a housewife. I'm now a mother. And then along the way, I'm in the community. I'm going to church. I'm in all these WhatsApp groups. I'm all in these prayer groups. And people trust me. They want to come and know, hey, Shiro, I want to build my credit. How do I do it? So that progressive conversation of now teaching people, okay, fine, you've now gotten a job, you have income. And the next thing is you bought a home, you bought your first car, you now have a family. How do you protect your assets? And the conversation of, hiya, we are now in our mid-40s. We only have 20 years to go before retirement. Are we going home with something? So many of my friends are going back to Kenya with nothing. They've not built, they have no cash flow. Or they have a home, but they have no liquid money. So the conversation is out of trust. And again, repetition. I would say the first time when we went into the market, nobody wants to hear about when I die. Have I left anything for my child? But as you repeat and repeat and repeat, you'll have people sliding into your DM and saying, hey, can we have coffee? I want to learn more about this.
I like that. And the fact that when anything to do with finances and building up the next generation is always a good thing. So talk to us also about some of the opportunities that you've seen Kenyans thriving in. Because I'm sure as you're out and about, as you're out there in America, I'm sure you've met many Kenyans in different fields doing amazingly well. Maybe you could talk to us about that because I'm sure Kenyans are wondering, kuna opportunities huko, kuna kitu naweza fanya?
Yes, first thing, I think my experience that I had when I went home is people are struggling economically. So I would say anybody, if you have a degree, umesoma hauna kazi, get on a plane, go somewhere. It doesn't have to be the US. Go somewhere. Open up your mind, look for opportunities. But if you do have an income and you're doing okay in Kenya, you can put food on the table and you can educate your kids, it's not a bad idea to stay home, because we do miss out on the socialization, being in community, having family close. So diaspora is not an easy place to be. And if you're going to be here, you need to make sure you're thriving, not surviving. So I would say in Washington State or in the West Coast, there are a lot of opportunities in healthcare. So anybody who thinks that they would be okay, like for example, getting into the nursing kind of industry, the jobs pay very well. And this is a really good career, especially for women of color, because when you come here, you have that Kenyan accent and you're competing with somebody who is born, bred in America. So that industry has there are a lot of opportunities for well-paying jobs that can allow you as a mother, as a woman to plug in, still provide for your family, but have time to be able to raise your children. So healthcare is one. The second one is, I would say, technology. People who are in IT, any form of technology, whether web, mobile, doesn't really matter. If that's your thing, digital marketing, technology degree, you do a technology degree in Kenya, you come here, it can open big doors for you. So that's another industry I know. And your education in Kenya is relevant. So what most people don't tell you is when you come to diaspora, when you come to the US, the main thing is to make sure you have a path to permanent residency. Because if you're able to be here legally, you're able to be here with the work permit, you're able to be here, say, for example, with a green card, and you have an education from Kenya, you can pick up any career and thrive in the US. So that's one thing we always tell people. Don't be told that your degree in Kenya is irrelevant. I don't really have American education, and I can say I'm thriving in the US. So it's just because I understood the path of getting into the system. And number two, using my education now to propel it here in the US.
Hey, umesema maneno zengine hapo za nguvu, thriving, not surviving. Hey! Mapesa, I see why they call you that. Also, talk to me about taking care of your mental health. Juu tunajua loved ones wetu wakiwa majuu, tutawaambia watu tumie kitu, tutawajulia hali hapa na pale, but sometimes it might not come off in the right way. How do you take care of your mental health, especially when it comes to missing back home, connecting with back home? And what could you tell other people, especially guys who are watching Diaspora Connect wako majuu, about taking care of their mental health and being in a good space so that you can at least go about your work well?
I would say when I first came to the US, nilipigwa na depression vizuri sana. You can imagine, I'm from corporate Kenya. I was a branch manager. I was thriving. And then I come to the US and I'm a housewife and I'm at home. And my friends in Kenya, when I go on WhatsApp and I go on Facebook, I'm just saying they're high flying. So depression definitely hits you because of isolation. I would say the first thing I always educate anybody who's coming, because I mentor a lot of young people who are coming into the US, is building community. So for me, how I did that is I realized I need to start exercising. So I looked for groups where we'd go walk in the park and started now socializing in the community and getting to know people, because they're the ones to show you how to shop, where to go get items, how to get a fast job, how to get into the system. I also joined a church, and it's not so much that I am religious, but I realized I needed community. So I went and looked for our Kenyan community, and I joined that church, and I got to make a new community, a new family, who are then able to support me in my journey. And understanding that I may be married, I have a spouse, but he's busy, he's going to work, he's making money. I'm at home stuck with the babies. So I need to be able to find my own circles to give me my support. So community, exercise. Washington is cold, it's wet. If I don't exercise, my bones ache, the mood, there's no sun. So you have to exercise. So for me, I swim once a week. I try and walk twice a week, because that really, really, really helps with your mood, and taking vitamin D.
Okay, one question that I know we struggle with in diaspora a lot is the balance of work and family. That is something that we struggle with it a lot. And in London now, in the UK, we have a lot of black children in prison because their parents are always working, and they still don't have that balance of work and family. So how do you do that? How do you manage to balance that?
That's an amazing question. I think the first thing you need to know as a woman, and especially if you're a mom, if you're a wife, is that you are a support system to everybody. So as much as, maybe like for me, I had career in Kenya, when I came to the US, I had to readjust. And that is how I ended up becoming a life insurance and retirement planning advisor, because I realized I needed to get something that gives me work-life balance and allows me to work around my children's program. So when I wake up in the morning, children here go to school at 9.
Yeah.
They are picked up at 3. What job will you have done? Like for me, I've been in corporate. I was a credit manager. There are jobs I can get in Seattle for $150,000 a year, but the commute is an hour and a half. So if I'm leaving home at 6, I'll be getting there at 8, and I'll be coming back home at 8 p.m. Here we don't have house helps.
Yeah.
Your partner is also working because life is expensive. So as a woman, you really need to know what is the ideal job that can help you economically provide for your family. But you remember, you're the chef, you're the driver, you're the one taking them for gymnastics, you're the one doing homework, you're the one giving your children emotional support, you're the everything. So we really are choosing careers based on where are you in life. If you're a mom, if you're a wife, you are running a home, you have to really choose a career that aligns to your family. And for me, that is how I became a financial literacy coach and realized I need a job that allows me time flexibility. So when I'm teaching people about life insurance, it's mostly on Zoom, or we decide we're having a meeting, we're meeting for coffee. I'm able to arrange it according to my schedule. Yeah. And that really gives me financial freedom and allows me to go to Kenya for 2 months. I was in Kenya for 2 months. I was still selling. I was still getting clients on board. I've still come back and found my account has money. Why? Because I realized I need to use my knowledge to my advantage and align to my situation. So the first thing women need, you need community. You need to meet other women. If you're a mother, you have a 4-year-old, look for women who are 4-year-olds. If you go to the supermarket, you spot somebody who has a 4-year-old, go and say hello to them. Or where your children goes to school, go and make a friend or two, because they're the ones who will teach you how to survive in this system.
Wow, such wise words there. I love it. Yep. Thank you very much for sharing all those insights. Thank you very much for being on the show with us. Mapesa manze Shiro. Enye kweli, enye pesa wa inafuata wale inafaa. Also, before we let you go, please, tuma salams. We would love you to send out your salams to watu wako hapa mtaani. Niko sure you made some new friends from your previous visit. I'm sure relatives pia wanakuangalia, and also your family in the US and all your friends also on that side. Please, tuma salams, Shiro.
Okay, before I send about to my salams, I just wanted to share something. As I said, the biggest thing we have as diaspora is we have dependents. We have black tax. And there's no way you will stay out of depression if you cannot meet that expectation. So the first thing I always teach people, once you figured out your income, now you're earning, you must learn how to protect your income. And with as little as $100, you can get a cover of $1 million, which means if today you got injured or you're sick, you are able to get replacement income that will make sure you're not getting foreclosed on, you're not getting your car repoed, and people will be wondering, hey, Shiro was doing so well, but then she got sick and in 3 months, everything has been sold. I thought she was a financial planner. So protection for people who are in diaspora is really key. Please contact us, we teach you about that. The second thing is about retirement planning. We said we don't want people going to diaspora and then your family, who you've been sending money for 20 years, are like, huyu hakujipanga, hana kakitu. So make sure you're going home into your retirement at 65 with liquidity. We don't want people who have assets. You've built a white elephant in the village and you have all this land, but you're not liquid in your retirement. You need cash. So retirement planning is something we really need to think about. And also for our parents, we have a lot of grandparents here in Tacoma. The women especially who are doing caregiving, they earn good money. What are you leaving for your grandchildren? Are you a gift? When now we are saying, oh, Shosho is gone, What happens to that son you are supporting who decided to be a drunkard in the village and he has 4 children who are very intelligent? Can we make sure that we are leaving our legacy, that our grandkids go to school because you left a policy that, you know, as little as $100 can cover you for up to 5 million Kenya shillings in Kenya, which can cover your grandkids to go to school and leave a legacy? So when I say, for me, my work is teaching people about financial literacy, I want us to be empowered. Because when we are empowered, we can build Kenya and we can also build our community, that in our village is an impact. People should be knowing Shiro Mapesa, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40 years because I left a legacy. My salams, I would say one to my community here in the US. I believe Washington has been a really good place. I've met very strong mentors. My team leader, Bilha Washira, she's the one who convinced me, Shiro, you teach people about credit, you teach people about, you know, managing foreclosure, but you're not thinking about the end of the road. After you've built your assets, after you build your income, how do you protect those assets? How do you make sure in retirement you're moving into liquidity? What is so different about us who are the Black immigrant people of color vis-a-vis the Wazungus? It's because they take life insurance. They know how to mitigate tax, especially for business people using that vehicle. They know how to put money in an investment that won't be taxed when they're in retirement. So we really need, as Africans, to get educated. Education is key to success. My salams to my family, my husband, my children, my family back at home, the extended family, my parents, my siblings. I love you all. I don't want to mention anybody in particular, but I think the main thing we should make sure we do, other than words, can we leave an impact? We leave a footprint. Let people be saying, my God, this woman, she's a legend. She left something for our community and taught us how to empower ourselves.
Hapo sawa, legend Shiro Mapesa mwenyewe on Diaspora Connect. Before we go, I'm sure guys want to know your social media handles, because guys, I'm sure will want to reach out to you, talk to you, ask you a few questions. If you're willing, please give us all your social media handles so that guys can reach out to you.
So yes, we have a business line which you can text and or you can call me. I am licensed only in the US, so I'm only able to help clients who are in any of the 50 states in the US. And my number is 401-216-7199. I'll say that again, 401-216-7199. You can find me on social media as Shiro Mapesa. You can also find me on Facebook, but I believe you text me, I should be able to immediately call you back and you can reach out and connect.
Sawa sawa, asante sana, thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day there. Shiro Mapesa kutoka Maju, kutoka US of A, manzi ame represent to the fullest. Nasikia financial coach, mambo ni thriving, surviving hiyo tuliacha 2025. So I love the sound of that. Keep on connecting with us at Citizen TV Kenya. Use that hashtag Diaspora Connect. Tuko hapa sana, Anita ko hapa bado, Lydia bado wako hapa na sisi, and you, the most important person on the show. Remember, it's really simple to get representation right here on the show, because we just don't do entertainment up and apale. Yes, we do that, plus we represent you. So if you want to be represented on the show, it's real simple. My WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. Take that number. Watu wetu wako baju. Save that number. If you want to be a part of the show, make it happen. All you need to do is text us, or if you will be like Lydia, send us a video. Tell us vile weather unasafa. Alafu utakuja na utakuwa hapa enjoying yourself to the fullest. You can do that. Plus, when the show is not on air, you can rewatch all our amazing episodes on View Sasa. So make sure you are all about that. And talking about all about that, Lydia, I want to give you and Anita one more chance to guess our sights and sounds, because hii imewapiga chenga kidogo. Sijui Pakistan. Oh, sawa. Look at this place one more time. If you're at home, if you know where this is, look at the urbanization. Angalia line pale ya train, CSGR hiyo ni train nyingine, kuna bridge on the other side. If you know where this is, it's on your bucket list, maybe somewhere you've visited before, let us know at Citizen TV Kenya on the X app ama ukipenda Twitter. Tell us your answer, alafu uweka hashtag Diaspora Connect, na pia usiogope, come through on our Instagram at Diaspora Connect KE, tuambie vile maneno iko. Yes! And of course, indeed, we are blessed to have you, the most important person on the show. Thank you very much for coming back to Diaspora Connect. Of course, you know I'm your main plug, Neville Nasiko peke yangu. Of course, niko na pia Lydia, all the way from UK. And we're having such an amazing time. Thank you very much, DJ Selena, for holding it down. Selena, kuna watu sana wanauliza handles ni gani? Watakupata wapi? Mix watasikia aje? Hebu tuambie.
Okay, on my handles, kila mahali, Instagram, naitwa DJ Selena, Facebook DJ Selena, kila mahali DJ Selena KE.
Hapo sawa.
AKA mama yao.
AKA mama yao. Haya, mama yao, tukiwa tu hapo, nataka nikuonyeshe hii sights and sounds yetu. Mandhari murwa kabisa, ambayo nimekuwa nikiambia wasee wa guess hapa na pale. Wewe ulituambia kwanza ni Kenya. Hiyo guess yako nimeiweka nje kabisa. Hiyo train umeona wapi Kenya? Hiyo tumeweka out kabisa. Haya, nitakupatia guess nyingine moja Selena.
Yes.
Niambie, hii sights and sounds inakaa ni wapi?
Inakaa not Kenya actually, ndo naona trend sahi.
Unaona ni wapi nje ya Kenya?
Maybe Kampala hivi.
Kampala, Uganda. Ni sawa. Tutakubali, ni sawa, itakubalika. Hiyo answer imewekwa chini. Aya, Lydia, wewe ungesemaje for the second time round? Tuambie, where do you think this is, our sights and sounds?
Nimeona pale kasanamu.
Hiyo sanamu unaiona
kama sanamu inakaa ni vitu za Italy hivi.
Italy hivi.
So mimi naona ni kama ni Italy.
Italy, sehemu za Europe. Okay, hiyo answer tutaweka kando, haina noma. Anita, hebu tuambie.
Mimi, I still think it's somewhere in South America. So kama sio guess yangu ya kwanza, labda Mexico hivi. Tequila, unaka.
Kabisa. Haya, you've heard what our amazing guests have said. Sasa ni wewe ambao uko nyumbani, tuambie. Tumia ile hashtag Diaspora Connect at Citizen TV Kenya when you come through on the X app. Alafu Diaspora Family come through. Kwa sababu hata kuna answers zingine hapa nataka niwaambie. Hey, Mami Asha me come through, anasema manze enjoying the show, loving the show from Kasi uko ni Durban, South Africa. Para si Durban, South Africa. Alafu naona Goshen pia amekam through, anasema Neville show imebamba, please gotea Anita, gotea Selena na pia gotea Lydia, wamegoteka. Alafu hiyo jibu ya sights and sounds mimi naona ni Germany. Germany. I doubt it. Burudika pia anakam through, anasema nice to see Lydia on the show. She's our very own Kenyan queen in the park. Greetings and love from Germany. Good job to her. Amazing show. Mimi naona hapo haiwezi kuwa Italy. Anasema hapo inaweza kuwa Panama. Hey, magesi zinaingia from far and wide. Peter pia anakam through, anasema ana enjoy show, anasema huko ni Australia. Diana Mukite anakam through, anasema hello Diana from Narok, I'm enjoying the show, mumeweza mbaya sana. I think huko ni Mexico. Answers at the end of the show. Now, wengine wenu mko great minds think alike. I love it. Anita, I love the fact that you've been sharing your story with us. Unajua kuishi, especially Maju, UK, London. And for me, I'd like to ask you one question, especially when it's that point when you've told us, niliona nifikishe at least 5 years, nipate hii, I get the proper accreditations. Sahi tunaona all over the world, governments zinasema, kama una the right documentation, you know, it doesn't matter hapa na pale, things are getting moved to a certain extent. How important is it to have those papers? We'll feel comfortable aje, alafu pia ungeambia nini wale wase ambao wako majuu? Kuna wale ambao papers maybe kidogo ziliachana, you know, and they are still trying to make their way. What would you say, especially as someone who has their papers in order?
Papers, okay. I think first, you know me, I was not going there for papers. The papers found me there. I was just, nilikuwa tuna survive. But I think it's very important, and in so many ways, which I'll explain, to have the right papers. And what I mean is, like, I remember when I first moved here, when I used to work for KPMG, when I got to my ceiling, it was so hard for me to change my job. Reason being, you need sponsorship. And sponsorship means you need another employer to then say they can support you to get a new job. But you see, if I had my residency or my citizenship, then that would have been very easy for me. Nikichoka natoka naenda huku until I feel like I'm satisfied and I love my job, right? So I think if you go down that path, depending on what visa you've come in with, because it really depends on which visa. You can come, like I went with a work visa. There are people who go with student visas, and then in the UK, I think they give you 2 or 3 years. It used to be 3, I think now it's 2 years, where you can stay on 2 years and then get a job. Those 2 years you can work, but they give you time to get a proper job.
Grace period.
Grace period to get a job. The only complication with that one is, in the UK, if you change your visa, you restart your time. So the clock restarts. So if you decide to go that way, your time is no longer 6 years to citizenship, it's now 8, plus those 2 years, depending what time you change. Okay. So whichever visa you've come in with, try and stick with it through the end. So if it's tier 2, go tier 2. If you get married to James and then you decide, hey, no, me, I'm going to Jennifer, now you have to change again. You have to restart your time again, So the moment you change your visa, try to stick out your time to the end, because what that does, it just makes your life easier. So that by the time you've done 6 years, it's easy for you to, okay, first, I don't have to apply for visas, which is amazing. And then other than that, you can change jobs as and when you wish. You can start your own business. You can travel anywhere. Like, it just makes life so much easier. Yeah, but I also appreciate that not everyone's circumstance is the same. Kuna watu wamekuja huko wamesema, you know what, mimi nitaingia system. Like, I met a guy who is, I think, a driver. He went there for school, and then he didn't get a job. So he then decided, me, I will buy a van, I will work, I will send all my money to Kenya so that nikishikwa kudipotiwa tu immediately. Nipate kakusho niko nimeenda Nairobi. So you see, like, that guy, his circumstances is different. Because he couldn't get a job in Kenya, and then he said, you know what, I'm nothing to lose, I might as well. But Hakuna formula. Please just do the right thing. Apply. The good thing about the UK, it's very straightforward. We have a website called gov.uk. It shows you the type of visas, how long it takes you, what you need. It's very, very straightforward. And it also depends on the UK. The most important one.
But I feel like a lot of people wakishafika huko because Kenyan system and the UK system is very different. Na wanasahau, wanachukua bad behaviors, I'll say that, bad behaviors from Kenya, wanapeleka diaspora. Unapata wameshikwa jo kunywa pombe and drive. How can you drink and drive? And you don't even have, your papers are not even correct. So you uta blame nani kitu kama hiyo kikufanya. So like Anita have said, depending of the visa that you had when you went to the UK, just make sure your visa yako iko straight, uko poa, mpaka upate 6 years iishe, upate your British citizenship. Because ukiwa na British citizenship, kila kitu is nywes. Na hiyo pia unaweza nyang'anywa. Ukicommit crime, unaweza kunyang'anywa because you are not born in the UK. You have a country to go to wakikurudisha. Ni wale tu their UK citizenship walizaliwa huko. Unaweza sema, I don't know anywhere else. But the fact that when you're Kenyan, you just nationalized yourself, now you have a British passport, umecommit crime, utarudishwa.
And thank you very much, Anita, for coming through, sparing time, because nikiambia wasa information mingi ni uko na ndege ya kupanda. And for those people who are watching you right now, I'm sure they're seeing you in a different kind of position. You've talked to us about the position that you're in. Nataka pia encourage wase, especially girl child, watu ambao wana feel ni kama life haiwezi bado, especially about getting to those top positions. Kwa sababu sasa unaweza fikiria, hiyo ni ya watu wengine, but in hindsight inaweza kuwa bado ni wewe una actualize. So what would you tell that lady or that young girl, na pia ungeambia nini huyo mse ambayo ame feel defeated but ako na dream bado?
That's a very good question, because the world is your oyster. That's where I'll start. Because a lot of people, I was actually telling Lydia, they go there and then you limit yourself. You decide, hey, me, I came as an IT guy, I can only be an IT guy. But those first world countries, you can do anything you want to do. Kizungu tu ndio a bit tricky, you need to how to talk properly. But other than that, you can become anything. If you see a job applied, because I'll tell you this for free, half of the time, you're better than a lot of people from that country. Because by our education system, we've been taught how to work hard. Like, we had to work hard to survive in Kenya. So if you carry that mentality and carry that willingness abroad, I think you'll be fine. And then imagine you can be anything you want to be. Just do the right thing, just work hard, and most importantly, an easier way I think of maneuvering abroad is being on the nose. So for example, if a new topic comes out like data protection, try be the first one to do data protection stuff. That way it puts you way ahead, so that when a company is now forming a data protection team, because that helped me a bit. Because when I first started, I used to do normal like tech stuff, and then I moved to change and transformation. I'll tell you for free, it's so hard to get someone who can review change and transformation. Oh, wow. Even in that country. So I think it's even ESG stuff. We were one of the first people to move into ESG. So it was so easy for us to like move around, go to the next step. Yeah. Everyone wanted a piece of, want to work with you, want to work with you, because you're the only ones. So I think you just need to stay woke, like what's happening in the world. Imagine you'll be fine. The world is your oyster. Just work hard. Now ujue what you want to be. Like have a vision, have a purpose. There's more to life than just working. Unajua what are you giving back to the community? Unafanya nini? Just have your things in order. I think you'll be fine, and work hard. And pray as well.
Talked like a true bazoo wenyewe.
That's when mdosi.
Bana sinapenda. Yes. And sumesikia kile nimekuwa nikiambia guest wetu wote wafanya wanatuambia story yao mzuri, tunacheka, tunabambika, alafu at the end wanachomoa ka list fulani. Sijui kama unakuja na list yako utachomoa uanze kupeana ama
mimi ni Mluya. So sijui unataka list.
Maneno. Aya, salam
Mimi am Mluya. So anytime. How many minutes?
Kumbuka uko na flight. Kwa hivyo regulation. So I want you to look into this camera right here and waambie kila kitu. Send in your salams, especially to everybody back home here. Na wase unaenda kuona huko.
Okay, wacha tuone. Tutaanza Kakamega ama tuanze UK? Let us see. So I'll just start by my mom, who's here in studio, salams, and then my mister, who's abroad and dying and freezing, as Lydia showed us in the video. It's bad. My siblings who are back at home, Moses told me I have to say hi. Na pia ni Mluya. So Moses, hi. And then all my cousins, relatives, salams. I will try and keep it short and sweet because I can.
Because you can.
I can. I can.
I love it. Thank you very much, Anita, for coming through. We wish you all the best. But now, I hope you know, you automatically are our ambassador. Like, sahi ukienda kuingia hivi flight tu pale ukiona mtu hapo kando unamwambia, by the way, nimekuwa interview nyingine mwecheche. Pale kwenye Citizen Diaspora Connect. Also, when you go back home to London, when you're telling everybody about your visit, nini, wambia, by the way, this is how unawaambia, si ndio? Kabisa. Our newest ambassador right here, going all the way to the UK. Have a safe flight. Na next time tutakuwa tukikutana na wewe huko. Nimemanifest. Sasa tutakutana na watu wa UK huko. Kabisa, man. Thank you very much, Anita. Continue getting interactive with us. But we are not done yet. Bado tuko area, having such a good time with you. I hope you're still writing to us all those answers about our sights and sounds, because we would definitely love to hear everything that you have to say. But right now, of course, we have another Kenyan who is waiting for us on the other side, ready to give us his inspirational story and also ready to motivate us in the right kind of way. So, one time, two time, welcome for the first time ever on Diaspora Connect, man like Peter. Mambo vipi bro, uko poa lakini?
Niko sambamba kabisa. Nashukuru Mungu.
Tumefurahi sana kukuona manze. Sato yako imekuaje? Umeona Manchester ikipiga ile timu ndogo ama umekuwa wapi leo?
Leo nimekuwa job, kumesnow huku nje. Sasa nimekuwa kazi nikaingia hapa matime fulani, nikasema nikuje hapa. Asanteni sana kwa kunikaribisha.
Of course, manze, this show was made for champions like you. Unajua, kwa sababu bila story yako manze itakuwa maneno nyingine. We love the fact that you've taken your time to be here with us. Alafu sasa tuambie uko mtaa gani, uko pali huko sahi ni masaa ngapi, umekuwa ukifanya nini leo?
Actually, saizi niko mtaa inaitwa Lancaster, Pennsylvania, na wakati tunaongea ni saa 10 na dakika 11. Hapa ndio Mungu alituleta, so tunashukuru kwa sababu tuko diaspora na tunawakilisha kabisa.
Hapo sawa Peter, hebu nikuulize hivi, kama ungekuwa hapa saa hii masaa ungekuwa unafanya nini? Ungekuwa unaona movie, ungekuwa na mabeshte, ama ungekuwa una get ready for another work day?
Actually kama ningekuwa mtaa by the time saizi mimi nilikuwa mtu wa church. Ilikuwa place inaitwa Eldoret Happy Church. Probably tungekuwa inakesha ama tungekuwa kama zoezi ya Saturday. Tukijaribu kuunda praise and worship pale. So that is the main thing ambayo ningekuwa ninafanya for now. Yes.
Okay, I love it. Aya, kuna wale wa Kenya ambao wanakuona sahi for the first time, wanasema, Peter manze uko majuu, ulifika aje huko? What do you do there? Especially when it comes to the US. Hebu nieleze, niambie Peter.
Okay. Asante sana. Kwa fans zangu wote ambao wanani watch, wale ambao mmekuwa mkinifollow, najua mmekuwa mkipata inspirational stories about my life. Mimi nilitoka mtaa moja inaitwa Munyaka. Big ups watu wa Munyaka, Cherangani, Kitale. Nika grow pale kidogo, nikamaliza shule, nikaingia nje kutafuta unga, unaona So probably nikawa ninafanya shughuli zangu, church kidogo, nje kidogo, kuhustle, hawking, kufanya kazi ya shamba boy ambao niliintroduciwa na kazini yangu anaitwa Steve Mwago. And then from there nikatembea mitaa. Nimetembea mitaa mingi huko Kenya. Nimelelewa Kitale, somea pale St. Augustine High School Munyaka. Na shule yangu of course ya primary ilikuwa ni Munyaka Primary. So mimi niliruka tu fence nikaingia high school pale. Nikachomoka na si maina yangu. So nikaingia Kakamega, nikaingia Kaimosi, nimeingia Nandi Hills, nimechapa Bungoma, and then nikamalizia Eldoret. So Eldoret nikafanya pale church inaitwa Eldoret Happy Church. Big up watu Eldoret Happy Church. Presiding Bishop Boniface Runji, asante kwa kunipea chance ya kufanya kazi pale. Na hapo ndipo baraka zangu zilitokelezea. Sasa nikapata jamaa mwingine anaitwa Jimmy Ngugi, ako pale Kiganjo Thika. So Ngugi alikuwa Dubai by then, ni msee wa mtaa, tumelelewa naye pale mtaa ya Munyaka. Akanipa connections ya kuingia Doha Qatar. So nikaingia Doha Qatar 2017. Nikachapa kazi pale Doha Qatar for almost 5 years, but haikufika 5 vizuri. And then nikiwa pale during quarantine, na ndio huwa ninaambia wasee wangu wale ambao wako social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram na YouTube, ya kwamba it's good to be patient in life, kwa sababu wakati ambapo tunakuwa tuko patient, Mungu naye anakuja, anafungua njia, anafungua milango na anafanya mambo makubwa. Sasa ndio nikaingia Doha Qatar wakati ambapo kulikuwa na ile quarantine. So in those hard times ambazo tunakuwa tunapitia in life, that's when Mungu anakuja anafungua njia. Nikacheza kitu inaitwa DV Lottery Green Card, na hiyo ndio ninaongelea sana kule social media. And then nikacheza hiyo, ilikuwa 2020, nikawin 2021, and then 2022 nikarudi tena mtaa Kenya, nikauzauza tu vitu kidogo, nilikuwa pale nipate tiketi ya ndege. And then ndio nikajipata hapa Marekani ambapo niko saizi Lancaster, Pennsylvania, na nilikaribishwa hapa na my amazing host Mr. and Mrs. Mokuria, and that's where I am right now, and I'm trying to inspire young people that despite your background, despite where you come from, there is a God who can make a way for you. So you do not have to cry, you do not have to lay down. No, there is always an opportunity for you. It happened for me. Nimeingia mtaa ya Doha, nimeingia mtaa ya America, niko hapa saizi from Geshagi ndani. So mazinzi, huyo ni God.
Hey, huyo ni God.
Kweli.
Huyo ni Sir God. Sasa hebu nikuulize, from Shamba Boy to Qatar to America, hebu tuambie ni kwa hizi zote tatu, culture shock gani imekupiga sana ile unasema damn, hii hapana. Shamba, Qatar, America, hizo ni ma mix and match.
Kabisa dada yangu, nakwambia haikuwa rahisi. Wakati ya kwanza nimefika mtaa inaitwa Doha Qatar, and big ups to all my people wako Doha Qatar, wale mko Saudia, wale mko Bahrain, wale mko UAE. Mazena watambua sana, na ninajua ya kwamba your story inaiva, iko jikoni inaiva. So nimeingia, nimechapa job ya Shamba Boy pale, nikatoka pale nikaingia hockey, and then by God's grace nilikuwa na serve Mungu. I was serving faithfully. pale kanisani right from kule Munyaka Happy Church. Nililelewa na mchungaji wangu anaitwa James Kenovia na the entire Happy Church. Asanteni sana. Kufika pale nikaingia Doha. Culture shock yenye ilikuwa pale kubwa ilikuwa ni jua. Siku ya kwanza nimefika hivi mtaa inaitwa Doha, and then nimetoka nje. Hauwezi ukatembea nje na unapigwa na jua mpaka inakung'oa nywele. Sasa hiyo ilikuwa ni culture shock moja kubwa sana.
Yes.
Yani jua inang'oa mtu nywele.
Hiyo ni jua mbaya.
Hiyo ni jua mbaya. Alafu sasa US ulipata culture shock gani huko?
Culture shock ya kwanza nilipata hapa hivi US probably ilikuwa ni baridi. Baridi ni mingi sana wakati ya winter, cause nilikuja wakati ya winter na nilikuwa na mrembo wangu, so alikuwa tunatarajia our first born hapa, so hiyo ilikuwa ni culture shock. But sasa ilinitisha sana, one time tumeenda pale kwa maternity, ameenda kudeliver. Sasa lazima ati wewe mwanaume ukue pale mazee. Hiyo movie yote lazima uone. Sasa hiyo ilinivunja kabisa.
Haukuamini.
Okay, nilipata wasee hapa hivi wanaitwa kina Jemo Kanteta, kina Alex, akina Baba Wangari wakaniambia wewe jikaze bwana. Sisi tulienda pale, wengine wanafika pale wanalia. Lakini I thank God sikulia, nilikuwa ngangari kabisa.
Ulisimama kama mwanaume.
Ulisimama vizuri.
Ulisimama,
nilisimama tisti, nikasugua mgongo vizuri, nikapiga maombi.
But do you think being in that maternity delivery ward na bibi yako, do you think that gives you more bond na mtoto wako?
Yes.
And also makes you respect your wife more because you now see what she went through? Because kutoa mtoto si rahisi.
A very good question. Wakati nimekuwa Doha nimeona venye watu walikuwa wanahangaika. Unajua kule wezi ukienda na family. Wase wako kule wako mabachelor. Because kampuni zenye zinawaandika kazi kule haziwezi waruhusu mkuje na familia because hata mahali mnaishi mtaishi wapi. So hiyo ndio ilikuwa jambo langu la kwanza kulan, na nikaheshimu sana nikaheshimu sana wanawake. Mungu awabariki all women. Unafanya kazi ya ajabu sana. So wakati niko pale Doha nilikuwa ninaona wasee wanalea watoto kwa simu. Literally msee anaenda nyumbani, and then akifika nyumbani mtoto anamuita anko ama anatoroka anauliza huyu ni nani, because hii jangili imekuwa nje for almost 2 years na sikupenda. Ni situation yenye ilikuwa kule. Sasa mimi nimeingia hapa maternity. Sasa nikawa niko na bond kubwa sana na my son, kwa sababu pale wewe kama baba unapewa makasi ukate ile kitovu, yani unamkaribisha hapa duniani. And until that day there is no single day mimi nimekuwa sina mtoto wangu my boy hapa, nimekuwa na familia yangu hapa. And that was a prayer answered, because nikiwa pale Doha Qatar niliambia Mungu siwahi acha nilee watoto wangu na simu. Mungu naye ni nani akacheza kama yeye.
Kweli kabisa. And Peter, thank you very much for sharing that with us, because niko sure sasa pia as you're bringing up your child into this world, unajua utabidi umpatie tamaduni za hapa Kenya, na pia unajua akiwa huko US pia atajifunza mambo mapya, especially when it comes to the US culture. Is that something you're looking forward to, bringing up your children in different kinds of culture?
Definitely, hiyo ndio my very big desire. By the way, ana celebrate birthday yake leo.
Happy birthday.
3 years old. Sasa mtamwimbia happy birthday maybe hapo mwisho.
Kweli.
And I like him to test cultures zote, because watoto wa huku wanaongea Kiswahili ingine imeinamana, miguu chini kichwa juu, miguu chini. Sasa wakifika kule mtaa ya Kenya, wakitembea kwa hizo matope hivyo, wakiinteract na wenzao kule, they feel so nice. In fact, many of them of my friends ambao wako hapa, they have really liked it. Wakati watoto wanaenda kule hawataki kutoka. But kuna kitu moja ambayo watoto wa huku, wale ambao tumezalia huku, wakati wanaenda Kenya, wakirudi, wakifika hapa, walifika wanasema ya kwamba sisi pia tulipata culture shock kule Kenya. Kule Kenya ukienda kila nyumba unapewa chakula.
Yeah.
Kweli manze, wanajifunza maneno mapya. And yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peter, I know one thing that we struggle with as well as people in diaspora. Ukilea watoto, like you've rightfully said, ukilea watoto kubalance hiyo culture ya Kenya na culture ya either US or Canada, wherever you are, it's hiyo kwanga so difficult. Umesuffer na hiyo ama your friends, because a lot of children, especially now, let's talk about UK, wanasemanga, oh, I'm British. They don't know their Kenyan culture. So how is it easy for you to train your children? These two cultures, unazimerge pamoja 50-50?
Actually, it's not easy. And thank you for asking that question. Kwanza kabisa niambie wababa wenye mko Kenya na majamaa wenye mnakuja huku, mambo ya watoto sio mambo ya wife peke yake kama wenye tumezoea Kenya. Hapa lazima msaidiane. Lazima wewe kama mwanamume na lazima kama usimame kama wewe na uweze kusaidia kulea watoto wako, and that one creates a very big bond. It's not an easy thing kwa sababu huko Kenya sisi tumezoea hata wakati mtoto anazaliwa, maybe wengine wako huko wanakunywa busaa, ajui hata mtoto ni jenda gani, ajui hata jina ya mtoto inaitwa aje, but hapa hivi lazima ukue na mtoto wako bumper to bumper. So sasa hizi mimi nimetoka kazi, unaona, nafanya kazi shift ya kwanza and then wife anafanya kazi shift ya pili. So wakati ambapo ameenda job, mimi ndio niko na my boy hapa, and then sasa tuna bond kabisa mpaka sasa wakati ambapo wife atarudi. So balancing ni very easy, ni kujitolea tu, ni kukaa kimwanaume, unaona, ni kuacha ile ukiritimba ambao tumelelewa nao kule ambapo hii kazi ni ya wanawake peke yake, but sasa watoto pia tunawapeleka kwa the rest of their age mates na nini wa church, wanaenda wanacheza and they blend on well. Kitu hawajui kabisa ni Kiswahili.
Na najua hiyo as they continue to grow, hiyo utaendelea kuwaambia na kuwafunza. And thank you very much, Peter, for coming through, and of course also you helping other Kenyans who are there. Umetuambia uko na hosts wako. How is it like, especially when you have a host on the other side? Because niko sure watu wengi sana, sometimes you go into somewhere na uko na mtu anakuhost. What would you tell especially Kenyans who are on their way to the diaspora or who are planning na wako na host? What would you like to tell them, especially about the host, the mannerisms, the behaviors, ama some tips and tricks to use, especially when you have a host?
Sure. Hosting in America is not an easy thing. First of all, I would like to appreciate everybody who is in America, and you've taken your time to host somebody who is from Kenya, who was stranded na hakuwa na namna ya kuja hapa Kenya. It's not an easy thing, I can say. Kukuja wewe ni mwanaume mzima, uko na familia yako na watoto, and then umehostiwa kwa nyumba ya mtu, si rahisi. Lakini ni kushangaze, one of the very thing ambazo zina happen, most of these people, they end up very badly, unaona, mpaka they end up hawataongeleshana tena. Because either way kulikuwa na kutokuelewana pale, because si kitu rahisi kukuwa una host mtu na si kitu rahisi kukuwa una hostiwa. So kuna ile maelewano, mnaingia pale mnaelewana. Before utoke Kenya unakuwa umeambia host wako nakuja niko hivi, and then mnakuwa mko pamoja. Right now me and my host, we are friends. They are my parents here. I do visit them whenever I have got any issue, because I don't have any other family member here. I've been talking about DV lottery, waiting maybe mmoja atawina kuje huku, but still bado hawajakuja. So that's my family, and then it's a very good thing wakati unaingia kwa host wako muelewane, mtoke mkiwa vizuri, msikuje mkaleta shida baadaye, because hosting is not easy in America. So when you are hosted, and wale ambao pia mna host watu, tafadhalini jaribuni kuwa na utu kidogo, because hiyo culture shock yenye watu wanapitia huku hivi si rahisi. So wakisha pika hapa, mjaribu kuelewana na mambo yatakwenda sambamba kabisa.
Kabisa. Thank you very much, Peter. And before we love and leave you, manze, niko sure uliwacha wase wako huko mtaani Kenya, niko sure kuna wase wanakuona and they would love to hear you say their names, kuwapatia salamu. So before you go, tafadhali tumia watu wote wako hapa nyumbani salams, na pia watu wote especially familia yako ambao wako hapo na wewe salams. Twende.
Yes, actually ninaanza na my dear wife ako hapa anapika chapati.
Wacha tumuone bwana. Wacha muite, wacha kuja tusalimie.
Ako hapa anapika chapati kwa sababu ni birthday ya kijana. Sasa
tuma chapati Peter, unachelewa bana. Hiyo chapati
hujaleta chapati. Ako hapa anaitwa Magijenga.
Atusalimie.
Salimia wazee. Nilikwambia nitakuleta Amerika. Sasa leo uko kwa Citizen, eh? Watu wote wanakuacha hapa. Waambie kitu.
Sasa fit sana.
Mi ndio mwenye hii mali and thank you so much. Saizi niko all over na wachiwa. I greet my parents back at home.
Wanaitwaje?
Nyumbani wapi? Wazazi wako wapi nyumbani?
Nyumbani kwetu ni Kitale, ni kama alirusha tu mawe hivi akanipata.
Hapo sawa, asante.
Yeah, karibu sana. Thank you so much my cousins Joel ananiwatch na wengine wote, my sisters wote wamesema walali wanatuwatch, so thank you so much.
Asante, chapati isichomeke. Asante sana.
Chapati kwa wingi.
Very good.
Aya, Peter, malizia salamu.
Huyo ndio barafu wa moyo wangu, kipenzi changu cha dhati.
Wow.
Na nashukuru Mungu sana. So the next salam nitapeleka kwa my son Joshua Mashira Njenga. Huyo ndiye alinifanya nikaitwa baba. Big ups Jenga na happy birthday. Hakujua anacheza na marafiki zake Stacy na Abriel. And of course nasalimia wazazi wangu Bwana na Abi Jackson Mashira wakiwa pale Munyaka, PO Box 585. Pokeeni salamu zenu zangu kwa sababu ya kunilea. Ninashukuru sana kwa sababu ya umbali huu mnafikisha. My brother Douglas Derito, my sister Lois, Lucy Wangare, nasalimia kwa mwalimu wangu. Kuna jamaa aliniambia nisipomsalimia hapa itakuwa ni balaa, ambaye ni mwalimu wangu. Mimi nimefanya journalism and mass communication. Anaitwa Henry Nyabuto. Nasalimia pia another guy anaitwa Austin Wafula. Ninasema ya kwamba it has been a very good journey ambao wamenileta kina Makomi Monga, the St. Augustine family pale Munyaka. I was a CU chairperson in that school, so ninawasalimia my family in Eldoret Happy Church. I take this chance kusalimia watu kama akina Chalo, akina Boni, akina Shua, watu wa Kakamega. Nimekaa Kakamega pale, kuna msee mmoja alinilea pale anaitwa Masai Grassmat Kigumi, na ninashukuru sana kwa sababu all my fans ambao ni Facebook wako kwa Facebook, mmenilea kabisa mpaka nimekuja Citizen. Wale ambao mko Instagram, TikTok na wale ambao pia wako kwa YouTube, ninasalimia wasee wa huku America, church yenye na fellowship ACCL Church. Ninawasalimia nyinyi wote, akina Jemo Kantet and your wife Evelyn, everybody ninawasalimia zaidi, na najua ya kwamba siwezi maliza nyinyi wote. Sasa msinipige mawe kule kwa mitandao mseme ya kwamba sikuwasalimia. Hii list ni kubwa sana. Sasa pokeeni salamu zangu zote ki-wholesale, na najua ya kwamba mtabarikiwa kabisa.
Hapo sawa Peter, naona sasa ndio unataka kufungua list, but usifungue hiyo list sasa. But hapo uko sawa, na please wale watu hawajapatiwa salamu, pokea tu hiyo salamu, usirushe mawe kwa mtandao.
Wacha wapokee wote, cousins zangu, the Nderitu family, the Jenga family, wote ninawasalimu sana.
Hapo sawa.
Happy birthday to the sweet boy.
To your child.
Sasa nitamuimbia tu hivyo happy birthday.
Haya, sawa basi. Lydia.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Hey. Mufikishe hiyo nyimbo. Hapo sawa.
Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Ajua amefurahi sana.
Hapo sawa manze. Thank you too also for being a light, especially when in the diaspora. And ile siku utakuja nyumbani, please make sure, just know we have some space here for you in studio, and you are our latest ambassador of Diaspora Connect. So asante sana Peter. And just like that, you wanted connections, and we make sure they happened every Saturday from 10 p.m. till late. late. And the good thing is that I had Lydia here with me. Lydia, nataka tuende pale tulianzia show.
Okay.
So that we can get in and once more. And you know, Diaspora Connect, we are always on your TV, Saturday 10 p.m. till late. And thank you very much, Lydia, for coming through and holding it down.
Me being from the UK, it's 8, guys. 8 p.m.
Bado masaa kulala, bado no tumeanza tu. But thank you very much for pulling up on us. You're one of our greatest ambassadors. Vile tulianzisha hii show, manze umekuwa na sisi all the steps of the way. Aya, 2026 ndio hii imefika. What are the plans for us in the park? Mimi nataka tu kujua park tutafika lini, tunaenda lini. Hiyo tu nataka kujua, alafu uende nyumbani. Hiyo tu, nothing else.
Kenya and Friends in the Park, 25th and 26th of July. Kama hamko hapo, Diaspora Connect ifanyiki tena.
Ushasema, umesema ni lini tena?
25th and 26th of July. Na unajua lazima mkuje mapema kwanza, ndio chukue mavitu.
Pia lazima tutayarishe.
Maneno ni simple. Kwa sababu leo nimeona watu wengi wa US. Watu wangu wa UK sijawaona. So hiyo siku 25th and 26th. It's all about the UK. All about my UK people.
I love it, man. The UK ambassador wewe wako hapa represent to the fullest, and we do really appreciate you for real. And one more time remind guys, because niko sure sasa wasa wanasema UK, where they'll want to talk to you. So please tell us one more time where they can find you if there's any questions, especially about coming to the UK. I'm sure guys in the diaspora too, if they want to connect to the Kenyan community. How is that possible?
Well, my name again is Lydia Tetolet. Handles zangu zote is just Lydia Tuangalie pale. Nyinyi, my name is Lydia Tetolet, and if you want to connect with me, everything, my social media is Lydia Tetolet. And if you want to come to Kenyan Friends in the Park, especially as an investor, guys, connect with me. Tunaletanga watu huko, so we that barrier ya investors na Kenyans tunafunga, because you know ile historia, unatuma pesa, unapigiwa nyumba poa, hakuna nyumba. So you even heard what Anita said before, that this guy who was sending money back home, he didn't have his documents properly, so he's sending back home, anajua nikifika home I have something. Imagine ufike home ukose. Ukose na sasa pia una maukaro za kurudi, unaelewa? Na umeshafanya kazi maybe 10 years. So guys, that's why Kenya and Friends in the Park has now come up with this initiative that instead of you sending money to whoever you're sending money to, we bring legit companies to the UK, so it's only you and the company. So we break that barrier and we fill that gap of just you and legit investor. Ukitaka kutumia mama pesa, ama pia ukitaka kutumia pesa, umtumie pesa, umwambie enda ukule hiyo pesa, si ati ya kujengea nyumba. So that's what we're doing. Kenya Friends in the Park.
Love it. Karibu. Friends in the Park. This year to touch noise. Thank you very much, Lydia, for coming through. We appreciate you. But before we love and leave you, so ile place ya Sights and Sounds. Nakumbuka hiyo place. Aya, nataka niwaonyeshe one more time this place, alafu niwapatie sasa jibu ile ya ukweli. Ndio pia Selina ajue hii place ni. So, our Sights and Sounds today, of course, was Brazil. So Anita aliipata mara ya kwanza. Aliona ile statue ya Yesu hivi akajua.
Sio statue ya Italy na pia si Italy.
Imagine iko Brazil. So if you said Brazil, big up yourself. Next time we'll have more opportunities for you to guess our Sights and Sounds. And not only were myself and Lydia making sure yani show iko flames fire, but also DJ Selina was making sure kila kitu iko okay. Selina, please kumbusha wase pale wanaweza kupata kwa social media, pale wanaweza pata mamixes zako, alafu tuambie kama weekend bado kuna place unacheza pale tunaweza kufuata, nipatie hiyo details zote.
Okay, Facebook DJ Selina, Instagram DJ Selina, yani kila mahali DJ Selina KE. Then YouTube DJ Selina. Then kila Thursdays I'm at Anuba iko Kitengela, the new joint in Kitengela. And next Saturday nitakuwa Tomcats Roai. Come support me. Yeah.
I love it.
Mimi napenda DJ Selina na sauti poa. Selina sika mimi.
Anaongea na muziki. I love it. Aya, Selina pia sio unajua maneno yetu before tukache uende. Unajua ile place ya kuambia wase sala. Aya, ambia watu wako basi twende.
Of course my parents, that's the first thing. Mafans wangu wamenitoa mbali, wamenisupport from the day one. Yeah. Everyone mwenye support nimemsalimia. Salamu zikufikie.
Kufikie kabisa. Thank you very much. And for you, the most important person on the show, make sure you are telling somebody about us. Immediately to put on, to watch. Immediately you rewatch all our episodes on View Sasa and also Citizen TV YouTube page. Ukisha rewatch TV, you automatically become our ambassador. Sasa, it's your duty. Kesho ama hata sahi, tell a few people, not less than 10, about Diaspora Connect, because we do this every Saturday from 10 p.m. till late. The #1 connecting show in the region. It's unquestionable. Hawezi debate hiyo, man. So make sure you are all about us. And also, during the whole week, once we finish the show, you can talk to us. You want to be a co-host like Lydia, watu wetu wa Diaspora, we can make it possible. Kama uko na mtu wako anatoka Majuno, unataka tumpatie highlights akifika airport, akikuja huku, we can make that possible. All you need to do is write to us. Umeambiwa avenues of communication zetu ni real simple. My WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. Save that number, write to us. Also, DM zetu ziko wazi kabisa. Slide through Diaspora Connect KE. That's our Instagram page. Tuandikie hiyo maneno yote. Send us your bio. Send us all those good things that will be making sure that you are here representing to the fullest. Because as we said, it's not only entertainment, but representation. Yeah. For me, your main plug, Neville. And from us, adios.
Adios.
Yo.